on balance volume, indicator for MetaTrader 4. On balance volume technical indicator, OBV, is a momentum technical indicator that relates volume to price change. The indicator, which Joseph Granville came up with, is pretty simple. When the security closes higher than the previous close, all of the day's volume is considered up volume. When the security closes lower than the previous close, all of the day's volume is considered down volume. The basic assumption regarding on-balance volume analysis is that OBV changes precede price changes. The theory is that smart money can be seen flowing into the security by a rising OBV. When the public then moves into the security, both the security and the on-balance volume will surge ahead. If the security's price movement precedes OBV movement, a non-confirmation has occurred. Non-confirmations can occur at bull market tops, when the security rises without or before the OBV, or at bear market bottoms, when the security falls without or before the on-balance volume technical indicator. The OBV is in a rising trend when each new peak is higher than the previous peak, and each new trough is higher than the previous trough. Likewise, the on-balance volume is in a falling trend when each successive peak is lower than the previous peak, and each successive trough is lower than the previous trough. When the OBV is moving sideways and is not making successive highs and lows, it is in a doubtful trend. Once a trend is established, it remains in force until it is broken. There are two ways in which the on-balance volume trend can be broken. The first occurs when the trend changes from a rising trend to a falling trend, or from a falling trend to a rising trend. The second way the OBV trend can be broken is if the trend changes to a doubtful trend and remains doubtful for more than 3 days. Thus, if the security changes from a rising trend to a doubtful trend and remains doubtful for only 2 days before changing back to a rising trend, the on-balance volume is considered to have always been in a rising trend. When the OBV changes to a rising or falling trend, a breakout has occurred. Since OBV breakouts normally precede price breakouts, investors should buy long on-balance volume upside breakouts. Likewise, investors should sell short when the OBV makes a downside breakout. Positions should be held until the trend changes. Calculation. If today's close is greater than yesterday's close, then OBVI equals OBVI minus 1 plus volume I. If today's close is less than yesterday's close, then OBVI equals OBVI minus 1 minus volume I. If today's close is equal to yesterday's close, then OBVI equals OBVI minus 1, where OBVI is the indicator value of the current period. OBVI minus 1 is the indicator value of the previous period. Volume I is the volume of the current bar. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming content.